It's raining again. Hello, it's a very dreary wet Thursday here in South Wales. I've been out already in it, actually. Wet umbrella, drying in doorway, wet carrier bag that I took out with me, drying, coat, drying. And the reason I went out is because I went to the post office to post a parcel. And speaking of parcels and posting, I've got a few little bits to show you, actually. When I got back from the UK from Portugal, I had a couple of parcels waiting for me, and they didn't make it into the vlog at the time when I opened them because I didn't film for a few days while I caught up with my editing. I had a lovely little selection of items from a lady called Gabrielle, so thank you very much if you are watching, Gabrielle. I unfortunately don't have a PO box and I don't give my address out just for safety reasons on the channel, but Gabrielle lived close enough to the YouTuber friend of mine that they could meet up and exchange parcels, and my friend Pippa from the Worm's Eye View channel posted this to me, so that's how that happened. Anyway, she sent me a packet of these straws. This is just one of them for demonstration purposes, nice reusable ones. I think you might have noticed, Gabrielle, in one of my vlogs that the paint was chipping off our painted straws and ending up floating around in the drink, so I think this is where you're coming from with this gift, so that is most appreciated. It wasn't just the one straw, it was a multi-pack, but they've kind of been spread out around the house being used. She sent me some lovely tea bags, an Irish music CD, thank you so much, because you know I love Irish music. Now this, oh, me and IB had some fun with this. Portable door lock. We've never seen such a thing in our lives. IB and I had tremendous fun with this. Well, IB particularly was fascinated. He's a bit of an engineering minded person. So I gave it to him. I said, right, I've got a toy for you to play with, IB. Figure out how to use that. It's a door lock. And he couldn't figure it out, so he had to go on Google, and he eventually, with the help of Google, figured it out. Shall I show you? Right, we have relocated to the door. This is apparently for like hostel rooms, hotel rooms, places where you might stay, where you don't want to take a great big heavy lock in your bag because you're travelling light, and it gives a bit of extra security, and we couldn't believe it when we figured out how it worked. You stick it in there, like that, in that bit there, and then you carefully close the door. Obviously watch your thumb, like so, and then get this bit here, pop it through. There's a slot, you push it down like that. See how it's gone through the slot there? And then you open the door and oh, so you can't get in, look. How ingenious is that? So simple to do once you get the hang of it. But honestly, the amount of time it took us to figure out. Anyway, I thought you might like that. If I can see one, I'll link one in the description. So thank you again, Gabrielle, for those things. And Pippa from the Worm's Eye View channel in a separate parcel also sent me something for my travels. A fly with me sort of like travel-y wallet thing. I've put my passport in there, look. In the zippy bit, I've put my euro coins, like cents and euros, and I've put my currency in the currency bit. And I haven't got any travel documents, nothing in the book yet, but there will be at some point. So thank you so much for thinking of me, Pippa. I was very touched. Last of all, nothing new here. An Amazon subscribe and save thing. Hey, there it is. Conditioner, lavender and geranium, we love this. With the subscribe and save things from Amazon, I seem to pay slightly different amounts every time it comes. It just like the price seems to constantly fluctuate, it's very strange. It's actually gone down this month. This is actually going to go in Izzy's uni box because I knew that I already had a full one, but I didn't cancel the subscribe and save because she'd said that she would quite like to take one of these with her when she goes, and the shampoo as well that goes with it. So a little bit of a smell of home for her. Right now I'm going to switch the camera off like I did yesterday and go and practice my flute for an hour and then come up and talk to you when I'm making my lunch. I'm back out of flute cave, it's about 2:30. I am going to cook myself some lunch and I'm going to prioritise the reduced to clear things. I got in ASDA yesterday. I didn't make these last night for stew, I was going to. So these definitely going to go in. I fancy some potatoes because, you know, we've got leeks. I'm going to chop up some of these plant-based sausages really small and just fry them in with that. I think I might do a bit more actually of that. I think I'll use these green beans up in it as well while they're still relatively fresh. Oh, steaming up. It's a little while later now. I put some kettle water in there and turned it into a sort of soupy stew. I'm not even sure what to call this meal. But anyway, that's nearly ready. The beans are a little bit crunchy still. I'm going to add some rocket to it. This was reduced as well. See, this is my reduced to clear stew mostly. This is the seasoning I put in. Some black pepper, some oregano, and I used it all up. Oxo cube and some Italian herbs. And I've just been washing up my saucepans while that was simmering away. I want to pop the rocket in last because I want it to keep its crunch and its flavour, so I'm literally I'll probably put it in almost as I'm turning the heat off. While that simmers away, I can tell you about my weekend I've got coming up. I think it's quite an exciting one from a parent perspective. I haven't got any gigs on, which is quite unusual, but it's an early time of the year, so maybe not that unusual. But anyway, it's just as well really, because my daughter's been invited to an open day at the university of her choice that she's had an offer for, and one of her best friends has as well, the two of them. And it's a day where you go and you live as if you're a student at the university, so they get to try out all the things. I think they just really get to grips with student life in situ, and presumably they'll meet a lot of the other prospective students as well, so I'm so excited for them. But it's quite a long trek. We've got to leave really early from IB's, so IB is going to take them both and me as well. We're all going to go up together in the car. So tomorrow, to be ready for this early departure, I'm going to take the train and meet Isabel and her friend at her college, and IB's going to collect us all from there. Then we're going to go to a supermarket, eat tea together in the supermarket cafe, then do some shopping for the girls, so we've all got car snacks for the next day. When we get to the uni, we'll probably eat in the canteen there. I think there's loads of really low priced food outlets there. So I don't know what me and IB will be doing while the girls are doing their thing. It's going to be awkward to vlog because obviously for my daughter's protection, I don't want to reveal the location of the uni, but you know me, I'm good at vlogging invisible friends and invisible family members and invisible boyfriends and invisible places, so I'll work something out. It will be vlogged somehow. My random weird stew lunch is ready. I forgot to tell you, I put a big dollop of Marmite in it. It's 3:30 now. I've eaten my lunch. I'm feeling completely overfull again because I'm sure I ate too much, but never mind. It was very tasty. I got left behind. That's probably the title of this video. I got left behind in my Portuguese class. And do you know why? Because I went gallivanting, didn't I? I gallivanted to Ballyvaughan, and on the day that we travelled back, it was a Portuguese class, so I missed it. And then, after that, I went to Portugal, and I had to miss 3 classes because of that. So I've missed 4 classes. I've been to my last class now, and next week there's an exam, and I don't feel very prepared. And I'm feeling completely overwhelmed by it, but you know what my one weakness is? Flipping conjugating. I suspect quite a lot of you don't know what conjugating is, because if you haven't learned a second language, you probably wouldn't have come across it, but you do it all the time. I like, she likes, he likes, they like, we like. That's conjugating, to like, you see. But in English it's quite easy compared to in a lot of other languages. And in Portuguese you've got to memorise so many different ones, it's unbelievable. And when it comes to it, I just feel so inadequate. I can't do it. I'm not like normal people. Normal people can remember them. Not me though. I've resorted again to the by rote, just writing them all out. This is a fraction of them. I've been at it for ages. A lot of them are screwed up and in the bin because I don't need to keep them, do I? I've been doing flashcards for myself with them all. I've done them and done them and done them over the years. I've done them. But they don't stay. They don't stick with me. I can't remember them. If I don't keep using them in context, they just go again. And given that I'm not actually living in Portugal, I'm not using them in context. It's all academic and a bit abstract. I've missed a huge chunk of the stuff that they've been doing in the textbook. So I'm feeling overwhelmed and inadequate. And, you know, it's funny in the class, I'm a bit of a chit-chatter in Portuguese. I chit-chat and I don't worry too much. Like, in a real situation, I don't worry too much about getting it all wrong. Like, as long as they can understand what I mean. And if they can't, well, it's quite funny. And I don't mind it at all. I'm not proud. But when it comes to grammar, that's all a bit baffling. It makes me sound really daft. Now, I know lots of the grammar concepts, but when it comes to just memorising stuff, it's like memorising times tables. I cannot remember my times tables. I'm probably dyslexic. I don't want to feel like a big fake dyslexic person because I've never actually had a diagnosis or an assessment of any shape or form. But, you know, I am. I'm pretty sure of it. And I wonder if dyslexics struggle more with conjugating. Do you know this? Does anybody know? when they're learning languages? Is it harder for dyslexics to do the actual verbs bit? I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera off now for a few hours probably and just get my head down, but I feel like it's futile, honestly. Oh god, blimey, got my work cut out. So I don't know if in a couple of hours I'll be any further on with it at all, because I feel like I'll remember it for 5 minutes and then forget it again. See, if you've got dyslexia, you can struggle quite a lot with short-term memory. It's a specific learning disorder, and I tell you what, if you're like me, you do not feel inadequate, deeply inadequate, because everybody else just seems to be able to just do it easily, and not me. Anyway, I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'll try and be inventive and come up with memorable ways. I don't know what to do. I think it's about 2 hours later now. Look at this carnage. I've been studying me verbs. Actually, to be fair to my teacher, I found a big load of papers that she'd saved for me with my name on. Yeah, she did have a wad of stuff for me, so I've been going through that very carefully. I've actually been trying to identify the verbs in their natural environment and colour coding them. Oh, there we are. So I've written it on here. Present tense in pink, past continuous in yellow, and like normal simple past in blue. Just for now, and I'm not going any more. I'm not doing any more than that. I'm just sticking to the 3 tenses. I've been writing out so many flashcards for all the, well, not all of the irregular ones, a few of the common irregular ones, because I'm trying not to overload myself, believe it or not. I've done flashcards for the regular ones, for the endings. Oh my goodness. I basically know I can't do it all by next week. I'm not going to get it all in time for the exam, but to be fair, I'm not doing it because I want to pass an exam. I'm doing it because I want to learn Portuguese, and I know if I can, excuse this, my phone's going off, if I can master it, it will really accelerate my level because it's a real sticking point, I have to do it in context. I can't do it all abstract, just memorising tables. I go into such a fog that even the biro's like going left instead of right when I'm trying to write. Like literally, I get so incapacitated with this brain fog. It's instant. It's like chum, straight on, and I can't think. And then like I'm trying to test myself on stuff because she'd actually given me some exercises to do where you fill in the gaps, you know, with the right form of the verb. And every time I was just having to look it up, and I was like, oh, and it was as if it was the first time I'd seen it every time. This is my 3rd day of like trying to seriously study this now, so it's not going well. Anyway, I'm going to sit down and edit for a couple of hours now until it's time for making my tea, and then I will speak to you again then. It is now 8 p.m. I had a little break to watch a vlog. I edited a lot. I responded to comments, and I did a bit of posting on social media, that sort of thing, which is just part of my nightly vlogging routine if I happen to be at home alone. But right now I've got my sights set on the air fryer. I'm going to try and cook myself a Greg's pasty in the air fryer and see what it comes out like. Well, alright, a cheese and onion bake. It says 28 minutes. Should we give it 28 minutes? I'm going to put it on air fry. Is that the minutes? Oh yes, that's the time. 28. Start. It preheats, it does, and then it tells you when to put it in. Let's see how long it takes. About 4 minutes past 8 now. Now it's ready. That didn't take very long at all. That was like less than 5 minutes to preheat. I'm sure that's quicker than a conventional oven. In you go, matey. It's going to count me down from 28 minutes now, so I don't need to worry about looking at a clock. And with this pasty, I'm getting better at opening this fridge without pulling everything out. With this pasty, I'm going to have my reduced to clear coleslaw and some rocket raw, but not much, because you can only eat a bit at a time because it's so peppery, isn't it? 11 minutes to go. I've just had a little sneaky peeky because I'm just not sure if it's going to be quicker. So it's looking kind of brown. I'll give it a bit longer and I'll keep an eye on it. I've just been nibbling on that coleslaw and rocket. That's a good combination. I think it's like the ASDA's special coleslaw or something. Very nice. I don't normally get it. Extra special coleslaw. I got it for a bargain, didn't I? What did I pay for it? 26p. Shall we eat this now? 7 minutes. I don't know. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of bubbling out a bit at the sides. Somebody in the comments, I think on the last air fry video that I did, said that some boxes are now, like packages are now actually putting air fryer times on there as well, which makes me wonder if it is going to be quicker. I don't know. Right, we're about 4 minutes shy of the recommended cooking time, but I'm gonna go for it because it's kind of regurgitating its innards. Whoa. Right, one-handed vlogging manoeuvre coming up. You'll be pleased to know So this is very easy to clean, so it doesn't matter that it's had a little incident. Oh, that looks like the best bit. Oh, I'm squishing it everywhere. This is all going wrong. There's the dinner. I'm going to enjoy that now. I'm going to give it a little nibble out of the middle, just so I haven't misinformed you with my estimated timings. Oh, it's very crunchy. Normally when I do them in the oven, because I haven't had them for ages, see, I haven't had these since I got this fryer. Normally they're not crunchy like that. They're normally all kind of soft. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that's definitely done. That's nice. But it comes out different from my gas oven, definitely. It kind of comes out, I don't know, like drier on the outside, but it doesn't seem to lose its moisture on the inside, if you know what I mean. I don't know, it's different, but it's good. It's a good different. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to watch more videos from me, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!